Welcome to the Three Grandmas podcast. I'm not doing the voice again. I'm sick of it. We have Tracy, I Hate You All on the podcast, and we are going to start off with another scene from the movie we're discussing. All right. Action. Interior conference room. Day. On the wall is a rogues gallery of Costello and all his primary guys. Mr. French, Delahunt, Fitzy, Colin and others sitting listening. Colin, reading a newspaper, Boston Herald, which may or may not have the headline, Case Dropped Against Drugs Cadet, featuring a picture of Billy, looks up as Sergeant Dignam comes in.
Sorry I'm late.
Staff Sergeant Dignam is our liaison with the undercover section. Their undercover work is extensive. He's here to give us a report. Sergeant Dignam?
Okay, they're out here, my people. They're like the fucking Indians. You're not going to see them. You're not going to hear about them except through me or Captain Queenan. You will not ever know the identity of undercover people. This shithole, unfortunately, has more fucking leaks than the Iraqi Navy.
Fuck yourself.
I'm tired from fucking your wife.
How's your mother?
Good. She's tired from fucking my father.
Opens file.
Okay, today, girls, what I got for you is microprocessors.
Lazio, the Fed, comes in and sits down with folders, pencil.
Somebody, as you may already know, stole 100 microprocessors from Mass Processor Corp out of Route 128. They're the kind of processors that put into computers that can put a cruise missile up the ass of a camel from the other side of the planet. That's what they do out there on America's technology highway. Worth $100,000 a piece. Guy worked from the company 2 months ago, walked out the door with a box of processors on Tuesday, has a ticket booked for Florida on Wednesday, but on Thursday, he gets found in a dumpster. You know where this dirtball started his life? Southie Projects.
What's his name? This departed.
Miles Kennefic. Got the job with a forged UMass transcript. UMass Boston, which incidentally happens to be in...
South Boston?
Who forged your transcript, dickhead?
I know that guy. His father runs the Habanan Liquor Mart. Kinfix.
We're not here to solve the case of the dead scumbag. We're here to nail Costello.
Colin stands down, embarrassed.
We got a guy that hears Costello is moving the processes to China, that he set up the whole fucking job and popped Kennefic. Lazio, what the fuck was that? You don't want to miss it if Costello takes a dump.
We'd miss less if your informants were available to us and, of course, to the FBI.
Without asking for details, do you have anyone in with Costello?
Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe fuck yourself. My theory on feds is they're like mushrooms. You feed them shit and keep them in the dark. You girls have a nice day.
I'm triggered.
Let's see.
I'm so triggered right now.
What was that? In the dark. What?
In the dark.
Welcome once again to the Three Grandmas podcast.
I feel like you're calling up dark BMXers when you said it like that.
I'm sorry about our friends.
I just want to go ahead and dedicate my Boston accent to the late great Corey Lazat.
Aww.
Rest in power.
Beautiful.
Yeah, rest in power, buddy.
Did you guys feel like watching Leo's performance in this movie? You feel like Lance has got that in him. I feel like he's got that in him.
Oh yeah.
You know.
What?
I kind of got those
Lance
vibes.
I mean, with a lot of
Lance
work
vibes?
and like, can we have like 4 months with him and just kind of like deconstruct the yelling and all that stuff? Because there needs to be some subtlety. But yeah, I think so. Shout out to Lance. I want to say thank you for Lance. Can I be serious for 1 second? Lance stepped up and helped us. He hosted the stream last night for Ghost Monsters Live. It was a big help, and we really love you, Lance.
What does that have to do with this podcast?
You mentioned Lance, and I wanted to thank him publicly.
Oh yeah,
because it's all one universe.
He's resting in power, you know.
It's
all because he's resting in power. I know.
Yeah.
I'm having some technical
From the grave.
I mean, don't give him too much credit. He did start late. He did start the show late.
Listen, I'll take anything I get.
So on the podcast
guest
today,
yeah,
we have a special guest once again, 2 weeks in a row. I think that's our first time.
Hey.
Welcome to the podcast, Tracy. I hate you all.
Yeah,
Hey, I'm
that is
happy to be here.
Yay.
Thank you.
Hi,
Thank
Noodle.
you.
We're
You
talking
can't
to
see
a
my
noodle box
noodles
today.
tonight. You can't see my noodles. I cover them
They
up.
look like they're all eaten. They should be overflowing. What's going on?
If you don't know Tracy, that's impossible because Tracy is literally everywhere.
And not
she's ubiquitous.
Yeah.
She is everywhere.
Let's introduce her. She is. Go ahead, please.
I do.
Go ahead, Tracy.
Introduce. Tracy is the main mod over at Angry Scar 09. She's
the
champion of Discord. She's a wonderful person that brings everyone together. We do a family day on Channel 9 every Sunday, and it's just like she's the love that we didn't know that we needed.
Yeah,
she's the heart and soul of the community.
Yeah, she's the glue of the community, 100%.
Absolutely.
That's pretty sweet.
How are you feeling?
How you feeling, Tracy?
Today?
Say hello to the friends.
Great. We are going to review one of my favorite movies.
What's going on with audio?
Ooh, you're very low, Tracy.
Tracy, we need
am I low?
We can't hear you, Bubba.
Can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Okay, I was trying to fix something. Is that better?
And she muted herself.
Tracy, turn yourself up.
Chat, if this is your first time visiting the stream, you'll know that none of the technical, there was no tech rehearsal.
Yeah.
And, please, go ahead.
All right. What I was trying to do is trying to get my PNG tuber not to pick up your sound, and I thought that's what it was. That's what the output volume was, but no, I was wrong.
That's okay.
But you can hear. I think I fixed it though.
Yeah, we can
introduce yourself to all of our friends.
Hi, I'm. What do you want me to say?
you just, it's just like, this is who I am, stuff like that.
What do you do?
Like Lance, hi Perfect Fitness, hi Arthur.
Yeah,
hello.
Let's go down the line.
Hype yourself up.
Hype
hey, Nombies.
Shout out Nombies. We're going to have him on the show soon.
I would shout people out, but I'm still not a moderator here. I'm
still not mod, yeah.
Grandma's channel. So if somebody could mod me someday.
Yeah.
If someone that runs the thing could /mod us, that'd be great.
Yeah, just head on over to the dashboard, head over to community, head on over to roles manager, and then just add a couple new roles and super mod it.
So we watched a movie.
Oh, is there a movie this week?
We watched a movie this week.
Okay.
You thought this was a hangout sesh?
What kind of movie is it? Did I see it? Did I enjoy it? Let's find out.
Yeah, what did we watch, Tracy? What was your movie?
What did this film mean to you? Why did you pick this movie?
Because it's one of my favorite movies.
What's the name of it? Everyone doesn't know what it is yet.
The Departed.
Okay, Departed. Let's go.
I love well-written movies. I for some reason I really like movies that have a lot of, that are based on true events, kind of, and also well directed.
Scorsese,
amazing
right?
Director. Scorsese's amazing.
Yeah,
he's our boy.
And I hope everyone has seen this movie because
you're missing out.
Yeah, you're missing out. We might end up spoiling it for you because it's got some twists in it.
Okay, we can't spoil the big one. All right,
we can't spoil this movie because it came out in 2008 and it's 2024 now. So if you haven't seen this movie, that's not my problem. After 15 years, you're on your own. You have we're going to spoil, and that's just we're going to talk about this movie, this beautiful bioepic about Whitey Bulger and the Boston mob and the Southie mob and what it's like to grow up.
Loosely based on Whitey Bulger, loosely.
Yeah, loosely, but also. A lot of remake really happened.
He's had a bunch of
have people on the inside, and he was an informant.
But that doesn't make sense.
Spoiled the whole movie, and I don't care because that's what I did.
It doesn't make sense to me because it's a remake of a Korean film. So how can it be based on real events? That's what I don't understand.
What?
No, not Korean. It's based on a
William
Hong Kong
Monahan
film.
wrote it, who's a famous mob writer. He writes novels, and he worked with Scorsese and tried to rebuild the story in a way that is familiar, but as not to harm the victims and the people who are innocent and are still on trial, or not to screw up cases. Because when you're trying to make a film, there's still pending cases on people. The judge gets really annoyed if you provide evidence during the filming and stuff. So, if you look at the Wikipedia article, it's very clearly about the Boston Winter Hill Gang, which is Whitey Bulger's.
but they've also used like the framework and script of Infernal Affairs, which is
Internal Affairs.
They did. Yes.
Infernal Affairs. Yeah.
It's a hybrid.
Is it Infernal or Internal?
It's Infernal. Infernal is the Hong Kong film that it's based on.
No, it's actually Internal Affairs, but there's a movie called Infernal Affairs.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a movie called Infernal Affairs in Hong Kong, which is what this film's script is based on.
The narrative is more about that, but the themes of actually, Jack Nicholson obviously was playing Whitey Bulger because if you look at Whitey Bulger and if you look at how he's dressed and how he acts, obviously that's who he was inspired.
How does this Whitey Bulger movie compared to the one that Johnny Depp was in?
I was about to ask Black Mass. I haven't seen it.
Not a good one.
It's horrific. Don't watch it. It's not good. It's not good. This is a good one.
What movie was Whitey Bulger in?
He's the mob boss that Nicholson plays in this movie, right? It's based on a real person who was an informant for the feds. The whole time he was murdering people and ordering crimes, and the whole time he was working with the feds, and they knew. No,
I mean, what other movie was based on him?
Black Mass.
The Black Mass, right?
Johnny Black Mass. Yeah, with Johnny Depp. Yeah, he plays Whitey Bulger. It's just straight up.
I've never seen that.
It had a great trailer.
It didn't do well in the box office and with the critics, so I really didn't spend much time on it. No, because they said it wasn't very good, so I don't know.
Time, have you seen The Departed before?
Yes, I have. I saw it one time.
You have seen The Departed?
I've seen it, yeah.
Right. Okay. So when you ask what's the big twist, I mean, there's one big one that everyone...
Well, what do you consider the big twist? Because I consider there's two of them.
There's a couple.
I mean,
I
guess there are... I don't really know what the second one is. I mean, the first one that everyone remembers is the elevator, right?
Oh, at the end?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't remember that. When I rewatched it...
You didn't remember that?
Well, no, I remembered the last one.
We've already said it. The what do you call it? The FBI informant. Oh, it's a twist, too.
What, the fact that Francis was an informant? You find that out pretty early, though.
The main mob boss is literally the guy. And he keeps whacking out people that he blames for being rats, and the whole time he's the rat.
And they're trying to nail this guy, and then they keep wondering why things don't stick. Well, it's because he's an FBI informant. They're not going to let him go.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but we find that out pretty early. Like Leo finds
like
that
an hour to movie.
At least, pretty early on. But they don't really. Yeah, exactly. But the big twist for me is how the film ends and how the elevator scene is probably I see the elevator scene talked about in film circles. Oh my god, constantly.
You cannot predict how the elevator scene is going to go. Even if you've watched it, if it's been a long time since you watched it, like it was for me, I was shocked. I was shocked. I was literally just so shocked at how it went. Even though I've seen it
crazy because it's twist after twist after twist after twist. It's just like you're like, oh shit, that's crazy. Oh shit, that's crazy. Oh my god, it's getting worse.
Oh my god, yeah, exactly. And then the final scene as well. Very, very final scene. Yeah. But that all made sense. It's just that elevator part just comes out of nowhere. I feel like I feel like that's part of what makes this film really work is that if they had gone the standard route, had given that character, the hero's story where he succeeds and it just would have been a really flat ending.
Right.
Yeah.
It's almost
no happy ending for anybody really involved in this movie.
No, not at all.
Except for
Dignam,
the guy,
I guess.
Yeah, Dignam.
Dignam, I guess.
He's the one that got the just desserts. Yeah, true.
Yeah, but even then he loses his partner, so it's
yeah, he still got his revenge.
Yeah, I guess so. But he's the only one that gets a real semblance of some kind of...
Just imagine the same movie, but then it fades to black after he gets in the elevator, and it's just and Matt Damon went to jail for 20 years. It's it wouldn't have been as good.
Yeah. It would have been. Yeah, it just wouldn't have worked at all.
And then you wouldn't have gotten the final reveal, which was so badass.
Yeah, it's awesome. Pragpro, have you seen Infernal Affairs, the Hong Kong?
No, I haven't.
Film? Okay, so do you know if it ends the same way? Because I know this is based on Infernal Affairs. So.
I mean,
We're gonna have to watch it, I guess.
I don't. We'll have to check it out.
Can we ban Dark BMXers from chat for just the stream?
Yeah, we can. They won't let me mod the chat, so I can't. Hopefully, one of the mods do it. Oh, I am.
I'm just joking.
Give him a
I'm
timeout.
totally joking.
You want a
Send him
timeout?
into hell.
RPMX, do you want a timeout or what?
No, he's just.
First, we're gonna give him some love and see if he gets better.
I departed myself from the movie theater.
Yes.
That's good. That's good.
So good.
Who's in this movie? Leonardo DiCaprio's in this movie.
Man.
Right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about
Matt
the
Damon.
cast. It's an amazing cast. We have Matt Damon, Jack Nicholson, Mark Wahlberg, Martin Sheen, Ray Winstone. Every Irish actor in Hollywood got a role on this. If you were Irish and could prove it, you showed up to casting on the day of appointed. Yeah, if you have the documents, maybe a little pinprick on your finger and test your blood, and then you're in the movie, and it's no problem. No, it's
great. This cast is incredible, especially there's even like Vera Farmiga, who's very famous for the Conjuring films. She's fantastic.
She was from?
Yes,
I
she was
knew
in
I
the Conjuring
recognized her from something else when I watched it today. I was like,
where is she? Who is she?
Yeah, exactly.
And her daughter is also very famous. She was in the Nun films and American Horror Story.
It's not her daughter.
It is. Taysa
here we go.
Teresa, whatever.
Is it her sister?
I think it's her sister. Yeah.
Taysa.
Yeah, I think it's her little sister.
Okay.
You sure?
I think so.
So he's related to her.
I mean, it's close enough for me. You know.
They are siblings.
Told you.
Hey, I was right.
You take that.
Well, I'm an idiot.
You take that back to Boston. You take that back to South Harbor.
Very competitive show where basically what the game we play on this show is wait for someone to miss a fact and then jump on their ass.
And then punish them. Exactly.
And then punish them and make sure they never want to try again to remember any facts because they might get clowned. So I love that.
But she's fantastic.
Taking people when they're down is my favorite pastime.
Yeah.
Back, Cam.
So this is time. Well, we have. Have you? What am I trying to say?
I don't know. I don't know.
Hold on.
Are we?
Hold on.
Can I go swimming now? Is it time to go swimming again? I'm meant to be at the pool.
Jack Nicholson. Have you seen anything with him in it before?
Oh,
or
is this a serious question?
No. Well, you hadn't seen.
We've never met. This is our first time working together, and so we're just excited to get to know each other.
I think it's a fair question because you haven't seen any movies.
You know about De Niro and Pacino, so I know. Fair enough.
Who didn't? I did.
Like I feel like you.
I don't know. You didn't. I thought when we saw This Was Life, you were like, "Oh, I haven't seen De Niro that much."
I want you on a couple things.
All right.
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson. You got The Departed, and then you got
just named
The Departed. Laker games, courtside Laker games. I've seen those.
Prizzi's Honor and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
So
he's named Batman.
I watched One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest when I was a kid. Where it was on TV. Batman, yeah. What's Anger Management? Great movie.
That Stephen King movie.
Yeah. Anger Management's a fucking banger.
What's that?
I've
seen a couple of those movies. The Shining is fantastic in The Shining.
Yeah.
Easy Rider, 5 Easy Pieces, Chinatown, Reds, Prizzi's Honor, Iron Reed, A Few Good Men, About Schmidt, Carnal Knowledge, The Shining, Broadcast News, Batman, Hoffa, Mars Attacks, Something's Gotta Give, Party, Bucket List.
Stop talking over Tracy Bragg. Let her talk.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just listing. I didn't know she began speaking. I was just listing the movies.
Mars Attacks was good. I like that movie.
What were you saying,
what do you want to tell me?
I was saying you're reading the list of his IMDb or whatever it's called.
We're just going over the careers of the film actors. We do this every week. We just say, oh, this is a very important actor, and we talk about the movies and what they meant and when we first encountered their acting. And it's a 90-minute show, and if we run through it, it's not going to be 90 minutes.
I
we have
want to
enough time.
It's a show, and that's why it's a show. If it's like 5 minutes, it's not a show. It's just like 5 minutes. It's a clip.
I want to know if Jack Nicholson was given a script in this movie, or if he was given any direction, because it seemed like in any scene he was just going off, He was in a completely different movie to everyone else. Yeah, he's fantastic, but he's in a completely different movie to everyone else. Everyone is so dead serious, and he's just laughing around, strolling around like an absolute maniac. Like it's bizarre. It's
he's
bizarre.
Like the only one that didn't have an accent too.
Yeah,
you noticed that he could carry himself without even having to do the Boston accent.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is amazing. I don't think
was he meant to be like Boston, or was he meant to be Italian, or was he meant to be
Irish? Like, no, he's definitely.
Was he meant to be Irish in the film?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's talking about going to confessionals. Yeah.
Yeah, I just love some of like the way that he delivers some lines, like the
have you had your first period yet? Well, that one.
Yeah,
right.
I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, how you doing?
Yeah.
How you doing there, Megan?
Like, what an
Why don't you go buy yourself some makeup?
Like, can you like that's the first scene of the movie, and they just intro him as pretty much the worst person you've ever met, like of all time.
It's untouchable, so he just walks around like that. Yeah.
They definitely set the scene for that. And you know what it reminded me of Game of Thrones, Cersei. She said that to Sansa. I don't know if y'all watched
She did say that. I remember that.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah, it's just a very like disgusting sexist thing to say.
It is.
It's about control, right? It's about domination, and it's like putting people down so that you know. And then the father's there, and he can't say anything because if he says something, he'll get him killed. And he can collect $25 from these poor newspaper shop, soda stand. It's like $25 means a lot to that family, but it means nothing to him. He just does it because if he doesn't do it, then the big people won't pay. It's sad.
And what's sad about that is it sets the scene for Matt Damon's character, who's a child, who looks up to this guy. After seeing this awful, unfold, he has no qualms with it.
Yeah,
he
absolutely.
Actually wants to get into it.
And also, like Martin Scorsese seems to have like a fascination with the idea of a kid being taken into like a life of crime, because he does the same sort of story with Goodfellas. With Ray Liotta's character. It was very similar.
It happens a lot with mobs.
That's it.
Any kind of organized crime or any crime period, they always recruit young. And it's
you gotta get them young.
Sad.
It's very groomy, isn't it? Even if it's not like a sexual grooming, it's very groomy.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I was going to say,
parents. That's why he picked on him too, because he lived with his grandmother, and so he knows there's no strong father figure at home, so he can take him under their wing. It's just gang stuff. That's just what gangs do, and the mafia is no different than any other street gang.
Absolutely,
they're thugs. There's nothing to be romantic, nothing cool, nothing bussing about the mafia. It's a bunch of people who don't want to work hard. And so they want to steal from people, and people have to remember that these are not people to admire.
What I really appreciate about this film, like from Martin Scorsese specifically, is because he's done so many like mob films in the past. Obviously we mentioned Goodfellas. If you guys can name some more for me.
He
did do the Irishman.
The list of movies.
But I'm talking about movies before this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm talking about movies before The Departed, because most of the films he's done before this that were based on the mob, you can tell he romanticizes it a little bit. Like the Goodfellas, obviously the second half like really gets into the problem with the mob, and the first half is more about the very romantic notion. Yeah, Mean Streets. That's another one.
Taxi Driver. I mean, that's not the mob.
This one, there is no moment throughout The Departed where you're like, oh yeah, being part of the mob would be so sick. Like being part of the mob would be great.
Right.
No. Like this film is all like every single moment, like Leo's just fretting for his life.
Do you think it's because of the viewpoint we're seeing it from?
Yeah, I think so. Absolutely.
Because if it was a story of someone that grew up, in the mob and like it would be Goodfellas essentially,
Like Ray Liotta, in that film. Yeah, it's from his perspective.
Which brings up a point that I want to ask you guys. So when I first saw this movie, and I was trying to figure, what is this? It's the guy that made, it's the guy from Goodfellas. He made this movie. So I've heard the movie pitched this way, and I want to know if it holds true for you, because I was hanging out with my family earlier, and my mom asked me, well, what's The Departed about? And I had to tell her. By the way, happy birthday, Mom.
Mom asked you?
Mom asked me.
Happy birthday, Mom.
Happy birthday, Mother.
Happy birthday, Times Mom.
Happy birthday.
So she asked me, like, what it's about. And I said, and I explained it the same way that it's been explained to me for forever. It's Goodfellas, but from the viewpoint of the cops.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the cops are just another gang in that environment.
Right.
Because
but
they act just like other corrupt.
Do you think that's accurate, or do you think that's the easiest way to explain it?
No, it's true, and it's just showing what corruption does. This is a movie about corruption and how it's the antithesis of progress for poor people and working people in communities like that. Because it's not just the bad guys; it's the cops.
About more working class
keeps
people
everything
versus
the way it
people
is.
who are easily making a buck. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I think it's. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, JC.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, because I established early that, what's his name? The Matt Damon's character is established to be relatively wealthy, or at least Francis Costello's relatively wealthy,
right?
And he takes him under his wing. While at the other end, we have Leonardo DiCaprio's character, who's just completely cut himself off from the rest of his family, so he's on his own. He's low class, and their stories are just so contrasting. Like the fact that. The fact that there's a scene where they're cutting between Matt Damon booking his new apartment, buying his new apartment, and it cuts back to Leonardo DiCaprio in the office talking about how he has to go to prison, and I'm pretty sure it cuts between him at his fancy new apartment and then Leonardo DiCaprio in prison, right? He's working out in prison, and it's kind of just like these two different worlds, running parallel to each other, and
exactly, it truly is. That's exactly what it is, because you see the life of crime that Matt Damon's character is going through and how easy he gets everything, and then you see the life of poverty and how hard it is for somebody who actually grew up rough but is trying to work his way out of that. But he's then forced to do it again. Yeah, he's forced to do it again. And they won't let him become a cop because they think he's cosplaying as a cop.
It's motivational. That's why they're describing it, because they're showing the motivations.
They know he's not cosplaying a cop at a certain point, but they use him. They absolutely use him for
like the cops are not. Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right, Tom, that it is from the viewpoint of the cops. The whole movie is set from the viewpoint of the cops, right? But they're not our heroes at all. They're not they're just as bad as everyone else. There's only a few good eggs, basically, that the film presents. Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, even the good eggs have their own sense of personal justice. You know?
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Absolutely.
It's all a matter of perspective, right? About who the good guy is and who the bad guy is. But it's often very clear when you're just victimizing people.
Right.
Yeah.
That you could spin it in your head, but you're still a bad guy, right?
Yeah. But there's also this whole idea, they present this guy, Dignam, right? Who's just a complete loudmouth. In person, he's extremely rude. He's extremely abrasive, but he ends up being probably one of the most noble characters in the film, as well as obviously Leonardo DiCaprio's character. He has honor at the same time. So it's kind of like you should look beyond someone's facade that they put up and see what their actual morals are. And that's kind of what I feel like this film is saying a lot of the time. I don't know if you feel the same way, Pragpro, what this film is trying to say.
I think that someone like Martin Scorsese and the actors in this film grow up in an urban environment where organized crime is a really big deal and it's a force in the community. And I think a lot of it, there's commentary about, it's the corruption, and it doesn't matter if it comes from the cops or it comes from the street. It's just corruption is corruption, and it just swallows everything, and it makes it impossible for people who just want to open the newspaper stand and sell soda and not have their daughter hit on by the local creep who's the crime boss. it makes it very difficult for regular people to get out of that situation and be their best selves, because it's just like constant, like crabs, like the crab is getting pulled out of the bucket, and then the other crabs are like trying to drag them back down all the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cyclical poverty.
I think that one of the quotes from the movie, when Jack Nicholson's character asked Leonardo's character about what Sigmund Freud says about the Irish, is very so true about the whole entire movie. The Irish are the only people impervious to psychoanalysis because there's such a contradiction.
Right.
Speak on that if you like.
How you feel about that?
I don't think the Irish people and places like if you're good or bad, you can't just put somebody in good or bad. And just because you're a police officer, you're not good. Just because you're a criminal, you're not bad. You can't psychoanalyze somebody like that.
Yeah, it's
you
all
have to know it's their morals and
their environment. You got to know what's shaped them.
I mean, they're saying like they're not reflective people, but there's also people like James Joyce, who's probably the greatest author of all time, who was Irish. So there's often very, very reflective Irish people and poets, and very famous. And you can't be a poet without being introspective. So I think it's just like a funny line. I think it's something you say when you're around a bunch of other Irish people, and it's just kind of a way to bring. I'm just saying, listen, when I'm around other Irish people, we joke about being Irish, and that's one of the things we say. It's
I'm
just
not
like
saying about Irish. I'm saying about people in general.
But the quote isn't about the Irish, so no, it's fine because that's the quote. The Irish are impervious to self analyzation. Is that the quote?
Yeah,
self-analysis. Pardon me. Self-analyzation. Chat. We're bringing new words. We're bringing new words to Twitch tonight. Analyzation.
Analyzation.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's like, and plus nobody's 100% Irish anymore. It's like everyone has like 25%. I don't know anybody anymore who isn't at least part Irish amongst like in those communities and stuff. And there's like German and Italian and
Yeah. In the United States, there's a lot of people who claim Irish descent. So, at least I don't know how it is in other places, though. But here it's very prevalent. Yeah.
Because the 1917s, around 1917, they had a horrible famine, and we had a tremendous population growth of the Irish.
The potato famine.
Which wasn't a famine. It was actually just moving all the farmland away from food that could be grown towards a cash crop, which were potatoes, which come from Peru.
So
potatoes
the potatoes
don't come from Ireland.
They didn't die off?
They just wanted to grow potatoes for export. And so they didn't have enough good farming techniques for developing food, and people starved to death. And it was a lot about they wanted the land.
I didn't know that. Okay.
The British wanted the land, and so they wouldn't let them.
Though there actually was a potato.
There was, but the reason why there was a potato blight is because they weren't growing food. They were growing monoculture, one crop at one time, and that caused a lot of pests and blight to happen. When you only try to grow potatoes and you don't have a diversified crop, you get blights. And so it was bad management by the people who wanted all the good land across from the River Shannon.
I think they were exporting the potatoes out to sell them.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's a cash crop. Yeah, that's what a cash crop is.
It was actually for the people that were growing them, which is kind of messed up.
Yeah, and they starved to death. It caused
the Irish to starve, and the population has never recovered from that.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
I love, like, my favorite scenes in this film are always scenes where Leonardo DiCaprio is in a situation where he could possibly die if he says the wrong thing or he does the wrong thing, right? Like there's that scene where he meets up with Francis at his house for the first time, and they're talking, and they just have like a normal conversation, but like he freaks out because if they discovered he had a wire, he's dead,
Oh yeah.
Like just the amount of gravitas that what's his name, Jack Nicholson has, even though he was just having a pretty standard conversation with him.
With a severed hand.
Yeah, with a severed hand. Like, just how casually he is with it. And it just freaks Leonardo DiCaprio out immediately. I keep calling him Leonardo DiCaprio. His name's Will Costigan. But,
It's Bill, yeah.
Yeah, Bill. And he immediately yanks out his wire, throws it out the window. It's great.
I would do that too, honestly. Sure.
There's the scene where he brings in, he beats the shit out of those two dudes that were hustling the store, and I do wonder if that was like a ploy of his to get in Costello's Costello's ring, or if it was just he was pissed off at them, and
that's a good point.
Yeah, but like that scene where he takes him out the back and he's just whacking his broken hand with the
crazy
with the shoe. Oh my god! Like all of the scenes like that. Afterwards. Yeah. He's like, I'm not a cop. I'm not a fucking cop.
So sketchy.
Yeah. Did you guys buy? Did you guys buy that? What's his name? Costello never like properly suspected him. Like never. Yeah. Like there were points where he'd question him, but did you buy the fact that he never?
His ego probably wouldn't allow him to question him. You know.
Exactly, Pragpro. His ego.
Yeah.
Narcissist.
Like, I would have never brought this guy in if he wasn't, if I didn't know, because his ego was so big like that. Plus, he had, FBI connections and stuff like that. So I think he felt like he was above the law, anyways.
Yeah. But he still was pissed off about this rat. He's like, he basically does the Anthony Hopkins like.
Yeah.
We should have done Hollywood for the land.
Yeah.
That's a great movie, but damn.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because a snake tastes the air with flicks its tongue to detect the rat. Is that why he does it? Because he's trying to be a snake, right?
By the way, Pragpro, your label still says Sparkle Motion. Do you want a different label?
No, listen, Sparkle Motion and I. Because I stand with Sparkle Motion. I ride with Sparkle Motion. You can leave it up for the rest of the year because I'm not quitting Sparkle Motion.
He will never unwaver in his support for Sparkle Motion.
You're gonna win next time.
Yeah.
What is Sparkle Motion?
It's a fictional dance team from Donnie Darko.
Yeah. So last week,
it's not fictional to me.
Yeah.
It's real right here.
So last week we talked about Donnie Darko, and there's a dance group called Sparkle Motion. Pragpro is the #1 head supporter of Sparkle Motion going forward. They kicked out that other lady.
There's something I want to bring up.
Fired. After the events of Donnie Darko, she got removed, and I was placed as interim manager. So that's what I'm doing. You don't know that? You know that, Tracy? I'm a dance team coach in my spare time.
I don't know. Go ahead, Time.
There's a lot of times in movies when you watch them and you think to yourself, man, that guy's a standout actor, or this guy was acting circles around them, or this and this and that, whatever. It's like one or two, maybe. I don't think I've ever seen a movie where the entire cast was just amazing.
Crushing it?
Yeah.
Oh, they were great, and honestly.
It perplexes me how Leonardo DiCaprio did not win an Oscar for this movie.
For this movie, yeah.
For this movie,
Only nominated. I think he's incredible in this. Absolutely.
Yeah, the way he breaks down and just slowly deteriorates over the course of the movie is just crazy.
His mental decline is he's
begging to just be taken out. He thinks he's gonna die, and then like even someone like Matt Damon, who you wouldn't consider to be like an amazing actor, kills it in this movie. And
that's pretty good. He has an Oscar for acting.
For what? Good Will Hunting?
He has an Oscar for acting.
So.
Does he?
Yeah.
Just the way
probably
for Good Will Hunting.
I think he got an Oscar for writing it, right? I don't think nobody got an Oscar for.
I don't know if he won for that. Let me check. We'll find out.
Okay,
go ahead. Just continue. I'll look it up.
Do you know? Yeah, go on, Tom.
Guess. I'm just guessing.
Real quick. That scene in the elevator when Leonardo DiCaprio is taking him down there, he's like, we're gonna get you arrested, this and that, whatever. And he's full of just all this anger and this just you can't do shit. You're not a cop. I'm gonna win. And he just looks up and sees the floor is going down, and he's just like, you can just see his whole demeanor change, and he's like, just fucking kill me. And then Leo responds with, I am killing you.
Killing you.
Just
and then
crazy. And then it's so good.
Yeah. I think, are we far enough into the podcast where we could talk about what happens? I think so.
Sure.
Right? Yeah. So anyone who doesn't want spoilers for The Departed. It's probably like this is probably one of the biggest twists in film history. I think, like up there with The Sixth Sense, up there with Psycho, up there with
yeah.
I think this is one of the biggest ones, and I 100% think it's the reason why this movie won Best Picture is because of that.
Yeah.
The deaths, yes.
Yeah, so we've built up, like, you know, he's finally got him. He's finally got Matt Damon's character. He has him in his hands, you know. He's about to sell him out to
all the
everyone.
evidence. He has everything.
He has all the evidence. He has everything. Like, he's about to get his freedom. The elevator opens, and immediately, like with barely, you know, they barely even touch on it, like, with the score or anything. He just gets shot in the head. Headshot. And he falls to the ground. And that's it. Like, that's him done.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. Like, when I first saw this film.
You honestly think the bad guys have won at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my God, this is awful. The bad guys won. This is so... But nobody wins. Nobody fucking wins.
But then
which is even
it
crazier.
gets worse after that.
Yeah.
You know, the guy's like, oh, hey, you know, you didn't think so-and-so didn't have... You know, you didn't... Francis had another guy in the department, did you?
Yeah.
And then they... Go ahead.
Yeah, go on, sorry.
Go on. And then they kill the other guy, and then he's like, okay, we gotta, you know, whatever, you know, like wipe our fingerprints. And then Matt Damon's like, give me the gun so I can wipe the fingerprints. And then he fucking shoots the guy that saved his life.
Yeah, that's what he does.
You know, he's all for himself. But
cynical.
What I wanted to say also is, like, I've seen people who thought that was kind of a cheap cop out, like saying, "Oh, he just had another guy in the department." Like,
of course he did. They said at the beginning, though.
Not just that, but they also set it up with the guy that got shot at the shootout after Martin Sheen's character dies. You know, do you remember?
Oh yeah, the guy, the guy that was dying and talking to
the guy that was dying.
He says,
he turned out to be a cop, right?
Yeah.
Again,
that revelation was crazy too.
Yeah, they're parallel stories. Like they're basically the way Martin Sheen's character handled things and the way Jack Nicholson's character handled things were very similar. Like just the way they were infiltrating each other. It's almost like an endless feedback loop, right?
Yeah,
like it was personal.
Yeah, not just that, but also it's like they feed off each other. The police department, the corruption of the police department, and the crime, like they feed off each other. They can't have one another without the other, right?
Correct.
I remember, isn't there a line in the movie that said, "If we had no crime, you guys would have no jobs," right?
Yes.
I feel like there's a line
Matt
in
Damon's
the
character.
film. He says that, right?
Yeah, I think he says that. Or no, his lady does, the psychiatrist.
Like
the therapist,
yeah. So they need each other, like they're chasing each other's tails, basically. And that's kind of what this whole film is about, is that cycle of just the cops and the crime just creating each other. Yeah.
While we're talking about the cast real quick, you got a question in chat from Cam. Says, does anyone think that Edward Norton could have played a role in The Departed?
Oh yeah,
yes.
Edward Norton's a banger. 100%. Edward Norton can play a role in anything. He's one of the greatest actors who ever lived. Right? He got nominated for his first debut feature for Best Actor. If you remember,
American History X, right?
No,
that was his first role. Oh, I was like, what the fuck?
No.
I'll find it. I'll find it. Yeah, it was a different role. I'll find it for you. Hold on.
So we were talking about the cast time, and you were saying like all of the cast is incredible. Did you look up who was nominated for this film and who wasn't?
I didn't.
I looked up the nominations because I wanted to see if they got anything. I saw that they got Best Picture, but I didn't see as far as like if anyone individually was nominated or not.
There was only one actor that was nominated for this film. Can you guess who it was?
Does it really matter? It was Jack Nicholson.
Probably Nicholson.
No.
I'm gonna guess it was supporting.
Supporting. Yep.
Okay. Actor.
Yep.
And it was it Matt? No. Was it Mark Wahlberg?
It was Mark Wahlberg. Yeah.
What the fuck?
He's the only one that was nominated for this film.
Who did he lose out to?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
I mean, I think it's too small of a part to.
The Edward Norton film is Primal Fear. He got nominated for a Golden Globe and Oscar for actor. It's a banger. Film. It's his first movie. He just kills it right off the jump. It's from
Primal
Fear.
Primal Fear.
Yeah,
it's a wonderful movie.
Who directed that? Prag? Is that Scorsese as well? No.
Let me take a peek. No, we can find it real quick here because I'm right on it. Gregory Hoblet, who
Okay,
I'm not familiar with.
I don't recognize.
It was an unremarkable film, and I think Richard Gere and Laura Linney were like the leads. John Mahoney's in it, but I think Edward Norton steals the show and he does an amazing job as like the bad guy, or I don't want to spoil it. Frances McDormand's in it. It's a good movie.
Like that might have been a real The Departed year, like 2006, might have been a really strong year for like Best Actor and Best Actress.
It must have been.
Shut off other characters. I can't believe Jack Nicholson wasn't nominated for this. But do you feel like over Mark Wahlberg? Like, do you feel like Mark Wahlberg shone in this film? Like
he obviously was amazing, but I don't know if he had like enough screen time.
Got him the nomination. Let's be totally fucking honest about it. The nomination process is highly bought and paid for.
Okay, so he lost to Alan Arkin for Little Miss Sunshine.
Fair enough. No, Alan Arkin's really good. I mean,
they do Lifetime Achievement Awards at the Oscars too. So maybe they wanted to give Arkin a role he did in the 70s, but now they finally get around to it. This happens all the time.
Leo wasn't even nominated. He was nominated for Best Actor, but not even for that movie. It was a different movie.
No.
Okay. Yeah, that was Brokeback Mountain's year, and King Kong, and Memoirs of a Geisha, and Capote.
Yeah. Leonardo DiCaprio won for The Revenant,
which is probably one of his worst performances.
We're talking about 2006, right?
You're talking about 2007.
Yeah.
Oh, well, 7? I think, all right, let me see.
I mean, he has so many good performances, but like to me, his best performance is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Like, I've never seen that.
Really?
Yeah, I love him in that film.
I thought he was. I mean, for me, probably his best one would be maybe. And I'm a sucker for Catch Me If You Can.
Catch Me If You Can. He's great in that as well. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just some of the like scenes he did in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood had my heart aching. So
yeah.
But yeah, what would you say that this is one of his best performances, Tracy? Leonardo DiCaprio.
Leo's?
Yeah.
Oh, he's a really good actor. It was really hard to say if this was his best. This was really good.
Yeah.
This was really good.
What are some of your favorite Leo movies?
Gangs of New York and
The
Revenant, the one he actually won for, I think.
Mm-hmm. He's really good in it. Yeah.
I mean, and even Django Unchained, he was amazing in Django Unchained.
The villain, yeah, he's incredible.
What's Eating Gilbert Grape is a banger with Johnny Depp, right?
Oh, I forgot
Critters
about that
3.
movie.
He's so good in Critters 3. Like what a.
We always talk about Critters 3. Man, we're having a podcast. We're going to talk about Critters 3 for at least 2 minutes of the podcast. It's so important to us.
I feel like
3.
I feel like Leo has been underlooked because he was like a heartthrob for so long because of Titanic.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like
we don't talk about that movie here.
We Titanic.
Yeah,
nobody
worse is easily Titanic.
Talking about it in chat.
Yeah, it's not even close.
Easily one of the worst movies in the world, too.
It's not the worst. Come on, guys.
It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
No, it's not that bad.
I'm not a fan of Titanic. But it'll be fun to talk to Doc when he brings it.
Titanic, on the other hand, is exceptional. I think it's one of the rare times they made a better film in the sequel.
Was Leo in that?
Very rare. Oh, I don't remember. I don't think so. You know what? He tried to get on the show, and we're like, no, we're good. We already have. I have Timegoestowaste playing your role, and this is a new actor, and he's coming in hot. And because Leo tried to get on the show, Tracy, and I'm like, you're not Channel 9 material, buddy.
Oh my lord!
I've also heard that Leonardo DiCaprio. I haven't seen it.
What are you talking about?
I haven't seen it, but I've heard that Leonardo DiCaprio is incredible in Blood Diamond. I don't know if anyone's seen Blood Diamond
either.
That's what he was nominated for in place of The Departed.
Wolf of Wall Street. Wolf of Wall Street's a banger too.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah, that was the one that I first thought he should have won for. Was
Wolf of Wall Street is amazing.
Inception. He was great in Inception.
Oh,
he's great
Inception too.
Inception's so complicated.
Oh my god, he's been in so many much good stuff.
I know. I got, like I said, I feel like because he did Titanic, he got like typecast for people as a heartthrob actor, like, you know.
And then he just tried to prove
Ooh,
himself
remember
over
The
and over and over
Beach?
again.
He was in that movie called The Beach where they like swim
Oh,
to that
no.
island in Thailand. That was a big movie for him too.
Don't mention
Wasn't
The
that
Beach,
bad?
please.
I heard that wasn't good.
It wasn't good, but it was a
It
big movie
wasn't.
for him. He sold a lot of tickets to a bad movie because he was just coming
Danny
off.
Boyle.
Yeah, Danny
Directed
Boyle.
by Danny
Sure.
Boyle, yeah.
Yeah.
But what I was gonna say was Mark Wahlberg, on the other hand. I mean, he's had some bangers as well. Like we talk about.
Name them. Name all of them.
Oh my god!
I haven't seen Boogie Nights, so I've heard he's really good in Boogie Nights. I haven't
What's the
seen
movie where he plays the creepy older boyfriend to the younger lady? What you remember that movie? It's like a movie. Fear. That was a banger.
Haven't seen that.
Remember that one?
That was crazy. He's
crazy. He's just like an older boy, and he's just like seduces this younger high school chick, and they're both in high school. But then it's just like it's crazy. It's kind of like that movie. Remember that Swim Fan, which was like reverse of that. Yeah, I love that genre. You know that.
Do you know what they're talking about, Tracy?
No, I've never heard of Swim Fan.
I've never heard of these movies.
Look them up.
I don't know what they're talking about.
Well, then you have Wikipedia, don't you?
Speaking of movies that no one's heard of,
Swim Fan was a banger.
Have you seen this movie? I think it came out in the 80s. It's called Just One of the Guys.
Tell me more.
I thought you were going to say The Other Guys.
It rings a bell.
The Other Guys.
Is it like a movie? Is it like
The Other Guys?
Mark Wahlberg movie too.
Oh
yeah, it's a Mark Wahlberg movie.
Where isn't Mark Wahlberg today?
Yeah,
I fell asleep in that movie. But
during The Other Guys?
Yeah, but only because I'd been awake all day. Like I worked overnights and I've been awake all day. And then I went to go see it and I fell asleep like a half hour into it. But it was funny. I was just super tired.
Yeah, I don't know how you could fall asleep during The Other Guys. That movie's
super
hilarious. Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, so Martin Scorsese. I mean, we just talked about The Wolf of Wall Street. But Martin Scorsese is probably would you say top 10 like directors of all time?
Oh yeah, easily.
Yeah, he's got to be in the top 10, right?
Goodfellas and. You know, just for Goodfellas and Casino and Taxi Driver. I mean, Mean Streets.
Yeah,
all the stuff he did with Harvey Keitel, and he picks his. He's had some clunkers too, but I mean, most of them are brilliant. You know.
Apparently, his Jesus movie is really good. Last Temptation of Christ is
amazing. The soundtrack is amazing to that film. It's a Peter Gabriel all instrumental soundtrack using Middle Eastern instruments. That's who plays that? Who's in that movie? There's a famous actor in that movie, Willem Dafoe. Is that it? Who played? I don't know. I don't recall, but it was a good one.
Willem Dafoe who played Jesus. So Cam702 in the comments has just asked. He said, "So with this absolute star-studded cast, how did they all come to join this project of a movie? Did they owe the director a favor, or did each actor work with each other, and it just sort of made sense to have these powerhouses all working together?" Cam, I think the reason is that Martin Scorsese, like, over his career, he's been directing movies since like the 60s, right? And every single time he's gotten just the most, like, he's one of the most prolific filmmakers of all time. He's one of the most well-known.
I mean, he launched De Niro, right? He launched De Niro's career.
Yeah, so like stars like Matt Damon, Leonardo DiCaprio, like they know that they're going to like if they're in a Martin Scorsese film, if they're in a Martin Scorsese film, they're going to just
they all want to be in a
good film. They want to be in a good film.
Yeah, everybody wants to be in that movie in the whole city of Hollywood. Every single great actor, and he can choose anyone he wants. He can pick whatever paints he wants.
See,
from the paint.
There's movies like this where I would just love to be like in the casting room and be like, "Why did you pick Matt Damon for this role?" You know, why did you pick Mark Wahlberg? You know, like there could have been other actors, like Cam brought up earlier, Edward Norton. You know, like why wasn't he in this part? As like what did he bring to the table? Obviously, it was the right decision because it's amazing. You know,
from Boston,
but it is why pretty much. I mean, maybe he wanted an actual real an accent, authentic accent. Yeah. He's like, I can't put Ben Affleck in this movie. It's too much.
It's a vibe. It's not just the accent; it's a vibe. If you're from an urban environment like that, even if it's like Yonkers or south of Boston or in Philadelphia, it's the same vibe. It's like you have to be.
Can we all agree though thought the Boston accent is one of the worst accents in the world.
Well, because I'm not going to do that to my own people. Why would I say that? It's like me saying, "Oh, can we all agree that
it's one of the worst."
One of the worst.
Whatever accent is bad. It's like I'm not going to say that on TV. I'm sorry.
When Corey shows off his old, his old work, and he's got that accent.
Yeah.
Just my God.
His brogue. We call it a brogue. It's a Boston brogue.
It's
not an accent. It's a brogue.
Is that what? Yeah, Lance.
You're talking about Lance. He does not have an accent, a Boston accent at all.
He does.
If you watch his old
beat it out of
stuff,
they beat it out of him.
Yeah.
Are the grandmas fans of the Italian Job? I have not seen the Italian Job, and I'm not sure which one you're talking about. You talking about the remake or the original?
It's pretty good. It was pretty good. That's when they have that crazy, like, there's like a heliport or something on like the shore and like a car. I'm seeing pictures like you underground tunneling or something.
I haven't seen the Mini Coopers and they race underground or something.
Yeah,
that's one.
It's famous for the Mini Coopers. Yeah, but I'm not sure if he's talking about the original or the 2005 remake.
I haven't seen it. I love the Aussie accent.
Thank you.
It's the best one.
Dark is saying the Australian is the worst one.
Fair Dinkum. Fair Dinkum.
I don't know.
You're a Belgian from Campbelltown.
So Dark MX is just in the comments. He's just trying to piss me off because he said best director is Tim Burton, and he's
pretty good
knows. He knows I cannot stand Tim Burton past Alice in Wonderland. Dude, Tim Burton hasn't made anything worth a while since
you're
Edward Scissorhands.
Sweeney Todd.
Yeah,
Edward Scissorhands was like that was a good movie.
Yeah, ever since then he hasn't made a good film, like straight up.
I'm holding out hopes for Beetlejuice 2.
For Beetlejuice 2, that last trailer,
that's gonna be so bad.
Look good.
It's gonna be so bad.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
I don't want it to be bad either, but I don't
want it to be bad.
I don't want it to be bad. I
We're
don't
all
want
gonna
everything
meet up
to
in
be
a
good,
theater,
but I'm just very skeptical.
And we're all gonna watch it together.
Okay,
I will
I'll
say,
do that one.
Okay. So the other thing about The Departed, I'll bring it back to The Departed, the film we're talking about, is this film has a really weird pace, right? Like it doesn't have a start. It just kind of like throws you into it and then gets going immediately, right? And it doesn't have a 3-act structure either. It basically just like event, and then the end, right? Like I feel like it doesn't have a rising motion.
It does have a start. You should watch the beginning of it.
No.
Go in there, Tracy. No, hold him accountable. No, go ahead. No, JC,
let him fucking know.
Tracy has the floor. Please, Tracy.
Well, they set up the whole thing before they even showed the intro to it.
Yeah. But I more mean, like, the pace of the film, like, it immediately throws Leo into prison, and then he's part of the gang, and then it's like, it feels like it moves like this, like at a click's pace.
You skipped the beginning of it.
No, I watched the whole thing.
He goes through the police training and everything.
Yeah, I know.
The police academy and everything.
So that's not the beginning to you?
Even before the title credit, even before they get the Departed music, they are already establishing everything.
Yeah, no, they're establishing it.
So
I'm just.
So what would you have done differently to constitute a start?
I was saying it was good. I was
Put him
saying
on the
it's
spot,
very...
Time.
No. I'm saying it's good.
No, keep the pressure up. No, I'm agreeing with you. Keep going.
I'm trying to understand what he's saying because he said there's no start.
Well,
I'm not saying that there's no start. I'm saying that
it's a little fast. I understand what you're saying. It is a little fast at the beginning.
Like
before they get to the title, there's no big build-up lead because it's all basically about the story itself.
Yeah.
So you don't have to time to soak it in. You know, you don't have a slow burn to the beginning.
Yeah. Like I feel like it doesn't have an act structure. Is what I'm saying. It's like it doesn't have a rising action and then a falling action. It feels like it's
because it's not. Yeah. It's about real life. It's based on real life. It's supposed to be fast-paced and in your face.
Yeah. I mean, Pragpro loves cinema verite. It's his
I love to talk about cinema verite. That's just
like
a slice of life.
It
means a slice of life. It means like if your daily to day life, all of a sudden a drone camera dropped out of the sky and started filming your day, that would be a perfect cinema verite.
The Truman Show.
It's supposed to be it's just supposed to be like live, real life, no script. Often they make the films with no script. Now, of course, this isn't one, and this isn't a cinema verite movie, but that's the whole concept around cinema verite is that it's just like a slice of life. It's like it's not adulterated, it's not staged. It's supposed to be like you're in the middle of it, like you're one of the characters on the street experiencing that's what they're trying to capture.
Well, and what I was trying to say is this film doesn't feel structured. It feels like one event leads to the next event, and then the next event leads to the next event, and then the next event, and then he just picked a spot. He picked a spot to end it, and he picked the right spot. It's when Dignan kills
Really?
Colin. But to me,
good.
it feels, it's such a good spot to end it on. And how do we feel about the film ending on the shot of a
was
rat?
that too on the nose?
Well, when the film came
perfect.
out, that was criticized. People thought that was way too on the nose. Yeah. If you look up reviews back in the day, the rat running across as the final shot of the film
the rat
was
thing.
criticized.
Oh yeah, that was a little bit campy.
What do you think about it?
People thought it was really on the nose. I don't know. I love Ratatouille, so I just love
the
seeing
same
rats.
thing.
I just love seeing rats. Like, to me, I don't care. Like, the movie's about rats. I love seeing. I love imagining that Remy somehow took a plane from France.
Remy's origin
Maybe
is he's from The Departed.
could be.
Yes.
Could very well be.
It's canon.
I mean,
The Departed is canon. Yeah.
It's like trying to throw symbolism in your face at the very end.
Mm-hmm.
I like to imagine that whenever there's rats in a film, they're all Remy. Yeah, there's a scene in Avengers Endgame where the rat presses the button and they come out of the quantum zone.
True.
And that's
I
Remy.
like to imagine that's Remy as well. Like, all of them are Remy.
So
Ninth Avenger.
In the third Indiana Jones movie, when they're under the fucking library and all the rats are in there, they're all Remy. That's all Remy. Okay.
Yeah.
It's Remy and his family.
His
It's
children,
like the whole rat gang.
cousins, nephews, nieces.
You know what?
It's a cinematic universe.
I like it. Yeah, the Remy cinematic universe. I like it.
Netflix will probably pick it up if you can get a script out. Netflix will probably buy it if you can make it.
Yeah. But if
Hollow was good.
I thought Sleepy Hollow was weird. I don't know if I vibed with Sleepy Hollow.
I never seen Sleepy Hollow.
I like Tim Burton's vibe, but he goes to the well too much.
I watched it and thought it was like kind of cringe, but and then I read up about some stuff, and if you go into it knowing that it's meant to be a send up of Hammer horror films from like the 40s, 50s.
You got a bot in your chat.
I got it.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah,
I got it.
What the turn to?
If you go into Sleepy Hollow knowing it's meant to be a send up of Hammer horror films from the 40s, 50s, like Frankenstein and Dracula and stuff, then it works a lot better. So I need to watch it again.
Do you think that devalues a movie if you don't get it on the first viewing?
No, I don't think so.
No?
I think the final impression
you said yes, Tracy?
Yes.
She's a harsh critic.
You know what? I'm kind of on Tracy's side. I'm kind of on her side.
Because
of course.
It doesn't induce you to watch it again.
Yeah, I don't want to watch it again.
You.
Yeah.
I don't really want to watch Sleepy Hollow again, but we'll see.
Movies are too long.
Why did we shout out Ghost Monsters Live?
Because it's a poppin' show and everyone's excited about it.
We weren't
everyone has
talking
to know about it. I shout out Time Goes to Waste. I shout out JC. I shout out everybody.
Shout-outs.
You got to use your shout-outs. There's an unlimited amount of shout-outs.
You only have so many in life. You got to get them all out.
No, it's unlimited.
You're insisting on yourself. You are insisting on yourself. You need to stop.
That's why I have a show and you don't do anything, JC, because I insist.
He insists.
Right? Keep swimming.
Yeah. Keep on swimming.
I'm working on my third show.
Why don't you promote Three Grandma's Yap a little bit more?
Because we're on the channel. We're on the Three Grandma's Yap channel itself, and it would be weird if I shouted out the channel we're on.
No, but you've done so much promotion for Ghostbusters Live. I feel like I've seen it everywhere.
You will be so shocked at the amount of posters I've posted for the Three Grandmas. Yeah, every week we promote it. Every Spotify upload gets shared. Every YouTube gets shared. Everybody gets shared.
I'm checking Chase's stuff from a Discord.
You're chasing Chase.
No, I'm checking Chase's Discord.
Look for Donnie Darko. That's the last epi. Donnie Darko's there.
You literally didn't even shout this out in anybody's Discord like you normally do.
Donnie Darko is there.
Hold him to
task. He does do it.
JC, are you going to help me out here? Are we going
to? That's all he does.
That's all I do,
kidding,
Tracy.
I'm kidding, Fred. Yeah, it's all he does.
all I do is promote everybody, Channel 9 included. When I'm not doing that, I'm talking about Channel 9 everywhere. It's not always the same
promote
technique.
This stream at all. Do you not have faith in me being a guest? I'm kind of hurt.
No, why don't you promote your own appearance?
Because
as well. Everyone can promote everybody.
Why are we
It's just not me. I don't know. I don't know what this is even about. Listen, everybody knows that I promote, and everybody knows about my shows because I do promote. So it's no secret. You know, we're doing fine. This show is doing really well. The show's doing really well, and also this show's been on for 17 episodes, and that other show is only 2 episodes. So sometimes you have to push a little harder at the beginning. 20 episodes we're into.
It's the 20th.
So, like this show is fine. The other shows need, when I help the ones that need the most help.
Thank you, Cam, for being here.
Tracy.
Thank you, Cam.
Yeah,
no worries, Cam. Thank you for joining us. Tracy, would you recommend The Departed?
Hell
and what would you rate it?
What am I rating at? One to 5? Out of 100.
Out of 100.
99.
Yeah.
Definitely 99. It's one of my favorite movies. Yes.
It's really good. Yeah.
What stopped it from being 100?
A little bit the rat at the end, honestly.
Oh, 1 point deduction for the rat.
He didn't mean to be on set that day.
Yeah.
Because it's like forcing symbolism down your throats at the very end. The music saved it. Otherwise, it'd be a little bit lower. But it's one of my favorite movies of all time.
That's kind of how I felt about Saving Private Ryan. I hated that the film ended on the American flag.
What?
I thought that was very dumm.
Are you anti-American?
Doesn't like freedom.
It's more like
freedom.
But it's literally about saving Private Ryan. He's an American soldier.
Also a Matt Damon film.
And it's like one of the best movies of all time, according to
it's a really good
internet.
Movie. It's a really good movie. I've never seen it. I'd probably put it in the 90s. It's just that last shot.
You gotta see it. One of the greatest openings of any movie. It's really like Storm of Beach.
Which is like
phenomenal. That's what war is, though. That's what war is. It's a fucking throw you a meat grinder.
War never changes.
Like everyone was sent to die on the first run at Omaha Beach because that's what you do to lay down the tracks for the tanks to go through behind you. So they send you to do that. So it's important that people know what it is.
Literally, war vets said that they watched that movie and it's the most real movie they've ever seen of actual combat and war.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And how things are.
I feel about. That's what I heard people say about Dunkirk as well. I love Dunkirk.
About what?
Dunkirk.
I don't know what that movie is.
Dunkirk.
It's a Christopher Nolan film that he made about
Nolan.
Also has Matt Damon in it. Pretty crazy.
Also has Matt Damon in it.
I mean, I don't have
You haven't seen it. You haven't seen it, so you don't know.
Matt Damon's not in it.
Have you seen it?
Not?
Yeah, I have seen Dunkirk.
Oh, never mind. Damn it.
Yeah,
Damn it.
Matt Damon's not in it.
Damn it.
What are you talking about? Saving Private Ryan, he's in
there.
Yeah. You literally make you laugh over here.
So, Pragpro, would you recommend The Departed?
Pragpro.
Great movie. I love it. I can't really complain about it. It has everything I like, and it's like a movie. If you wanted to design a movie for me that like if AI in the future could ever do that, it probably would.
Please don't say that. They will.
I'm sure they will. They will.
I hope so.
They won't be able to.
All right. What is your rating? Let's hear it.
83.
83.
That's
high for me. I don't give. Listen, you don't get 90. You can't get 100 from me. 90 is like very good. So 83 is excellent.
That pizza guy, the guy who reviews pizzas who never gives any 10?
No, because your scale is wrong. See, my scale is accurate and your scale is wrong, and that's why my rating is more.
Okay.
Are you talking about review of the week, Tracy? Is that review of the week?
No, Barstool Sports reviewer guy.
Okay. I thought you were talking about the young guy that wears the suits whenever he eats pizza.
His disappointment is immeasurable.
Yeah, that guy.
That's Review
A different guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll give The Exorcist like a 95. That's the highest rating I'll give, though.
Oh, you're
I think that's silly.
That's why.
Oh, I'm sorry, but this is just my criteria, and if it isn't appropriate for you not to,
No, I agree. That's
The Exorcist is really good, though. The old one.
I haven't seen it.
1973 is the best film I've ever seen to this day.
The third one is almost better.
Too scary. Haven't seen it.
Yeah, but it's derivative because it's the third one. The first one's the first one, so you get bonus points.
Don't say derivative.
No, but the third one's directed by the author.
Don't say derivative. God damn it.
Completely different.
I want to talk about derivations and being derivative and how we hate it.
Let's move on to Times rating. I want to hear Times rating now.
Would you recommend the Times if you read it?
Would I recommend it? Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, my rating, it was going to be pretty high, but I need to take points off because no one brought this up in the movie.
Wait, how's that the movie's fault?
No, I mean, no one amongst us brought it up.
Okay.
And it was very jarring, and I had to rewind it a couple times.
What's that?
But in the scene where Martin Sheen gets yeeted off the building? He's dead, and they all get in the van and drive off. They run him over, and his body doesn't move. And it is hilarious.
It's a little sloppy there.
I don't know why.
Was it because it was a doll?
Fake body.
It's because it's a doll.
But you think a doll would just move, but it doesn't move.
Animatronics in it. They could have put machinations in it to make it move. Maybe I know they can. You've seen them do it.
Maybe they overlapped it or something.
It's just a body with
bricks. Give it a higher rating.
Controlled by remote control.
The van jumps up, and his body's just boom, boom. I'm like, he didn't move or anything. God damn it!
So you're taking points off for that?
I'm taking points off. Got it.
I remember people took points off for The Irishman because there's a scene where Robert De Niro.
I take it off because I could not get through it.
I love The Irishman, but there's a scene where Robert De Niro is trying to act like a tough guy, and he's kicking the dude, but it's clear that he's just like an old man that can't swing his leg at all.
That Irishman, so there's a lot of problems with that film.
I don't think there's a lot of problems with that film.
I mean,
but
I didn't buy the CGI, and it wasn't as good as his other films of the genre.
Did they de-age everybody in that movie?
For half of it. The other half.
Oh, is that why I couldn't watch it? I fell asleep.
Probably. It looked like a
But it's one of the... No, it did not. It's one of the best de-aging I've ever seen.
I think the second half of the film was a lot better, but I think the whole film is really Casino
good.
And Goodfellas, it's just not up to snuff.
So
Departed.
I don't agree.
Okay.
I think Irishman's one of his best achievements.
All right,
that's why we do a show, so we don't always agree.
My rating is a hard 90.
Okay.
I like that. Yay. I'll take
So I gave Tron Legacy a 92, so I give it too much of a vote.
Legacy's great. What do you mean? What do you mean?
All right, so I'm like Tron Legacy and The Departed, the same level. So you don't know.
The same but different. The same but different.
I'm just mad they didn't like Grizzly Man. I'm never gonna get over that. I started nice on this show, and then you guys made me mean because you attacked one of my favorite documentaries unmercifully, and then you set me up with Treasure Planet, where you guys go, "Oh, Treasure Planet," and then I wrote a paper about it. I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna give it the best heartfelt,"
and then he liked it.
Review ever.
He didn't,
and you guys destroyed Treasure Planet. So this is what you're gonna get from me. You don't like the 83? Well, it's too bad. That's what you get when you attack.
Treasure Planet was an L doc. It's okay. It's not bad.
And he picked it.
They bullied me.
Yeah, I picked it. Yeah, but there was a good reason why I picked it, because as a kid I loved it, but then as I've watched it over the years, it got worse. No. But over the years, it's gotten worse and worse the more I've watched it. Mm-hmm. But what I wanted to say is that I would recommend The Departed. I think it's one of the best in Scorsese's filmography. Mm-hmm. I think it's a really important film. I think it's got one of the best plot twists of all time. Mm-hmm. And I'd give it a 90. I think it's that good.
90.
I think it's one of those
double 90s.
Yeah, double 90s. I think it's one of those.
Wrong. We're all right.
Yeah. Well, he gave it an 83. That's still incredible.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good for him.
But you don't know my scale. See, what you don't understand is that my 9 is your 10. And so if I give it an 83, that's like a 93. And so on you, because you gave it a 90, I'm really giving it a 93 on your scale. So you have it all mixed up.
Yeah.
It's a C. I don't like
you have it a little mixed up, though?
No. 83 is a C.
He's grading on a curve. We're not.
And that's a basic middle of the road movie. I don't think it deserves that.
No. I give those 68s.
At least give it an 89.
I'm not using the A, B, C, U.S. elementary school scale because I'm not. That doesn't mean that's not an A. You know,
No,
maybe
I
3
think
can
it
be
deserves a
an
little bit
A
better
on
than
my
that.
scale. That's what I'm trying to explain.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we can agree to disagree.
Nobody cares about my number that I give this movie to, Tracy.
I
Nobody's
care.
ever gonna put that into all of the databases with all the great reviewers. Like Roger Ebert's review is going to be read, but I don't know if people care that. I hope they care that I gave it this number, but I don't know if they do.
Pragpro, Tracy will remember this.
I love the movie. Tracy, know this. I also said that if AI existed and could make films from scratch, it would probably, for me, by design, it would probably make this movie. So I don't know how much more I can enjoy a movie than it's like, yeah, I love them. I didn't really criticize the movie at all tonight. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but I didn't attack. Usually I attack something. Like I don't like the lighting, or I don't like the music, or I don't like. I have no qualms with this movie.
Really?
Fair enough.
Aww. Wait, the musical score was really good, though.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
too many Dropkick Murphys. Too many.
There was only one.
No, there's two.
I think it was one song, but it was like two or three times.
I mean, they have to pick the vibe, right? That's for vibe, right? You have to sell location.
It's Boston.
South
Boston.
So next week we don't have a guest. It's
and
my
we're
turn.
off next week. Oh, okay.
No,
let's just take the week off. That's a great idea. I second that.
Let's just take it
Can
off.
we just skip your week?
No.
What is it going to be?
My week.
Can't wait to find out.
Week. It's fair.
My next assignment.
So, on
All
Twitter.
right, I really want to ban Dark.
Don't read the chat. We don't read the chat here because they usually just bully, and it's just a lot of you should do this way, and I'm like, well, then you do it your way, and then I'll go to your chat and complain, But they never do anything, so I can't go through their chat. You know what I'm saying? It's like that.
He said the most realistic war movie of all time is Narnia: Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe.
No, it's the one with the prince. What was the second? Prince Rupert or whatever?
Prince Caspian.
That's the one.
Yeah, that's the
I've
better
never
one.
seen that one.
It's the better
second
one.
book.
I really like Prince Caspian.
Lion,
I like the
Witch in the Wardrobe.
But what I wanted to say was, so on Twitter, everyone is going on about this new film called Trap. Has anyone heard of it?
Nope.
It is directed by one of the most I want to say controversial, but like derided but also loved directors of all time, and that's M. Night Shyamalan. Is anyone familiar?
No.
M. Night Shyamalan?
Oh, I've heard about this movie. Yeah.
So he's got a new film coming out.
M. Night Shyamalan. You want to talk about somebody who over promotes? It's M. Night Shyamalan. Ding dong. He has the greatest promotion team in the world because all of his bad movies always get seen.
Yeah,
JC, please.
Yeah, but he has a hit or miss. He does have good movies, and I was talking about Sixth Sense earlier. Sixth Sense, Unbreakable.
Okay.
I think
what's the one with the aliens?
Signs.
Signs. I don't know about Signs.
Hold on. So Unbreakable. I think Split is pretty good. I really like The Visit.
Good first half.
Yeah,
What's the one with the
really
people
like
in the
Visit.
woods? Or the people
Village. The Village.
Oh, I hate that one so
that was
much.
such a
I haven't
bomb.
seen that one. I haven't seen that one.
Don't see it, JC. It's going to change your whole opinion of the man. What was that one with the mermaid? It was like on the beach.
Lady in the Water.
That was so bad too. And it's like two
bombs
bombs right after. He had two good ones, and he had great goodwill, and then he just poops.
The Happening.
Oh God.
Oh my God. Yeah. Mark Wahlberg.
I like the one with the old lady and the old man and like the kids.
The Visit. That's The Visit.
I think that was.
I thought The Visit was pretty good.
It was better than his other ones. It was different.
His most recent one, Knock at the Cabin, I was pretty impressed by. I thought it was pretty decent. Hello, Barbie Zodiac. Welcome.
Hey,
Welcome,
Barbie.
Look at chat.
But and obviously, my least favorite film of all time is The Last Airbender. I cannot stand that film.
That one was a perfect adaptation of
that one's
the Airbenders that are last.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, and I
childhood.
I haven't even watched the show. I just think it's bad on its own.
That's based on Naruto?
What? No. Oh my God, time! Do you want to get canceled?
He's trolling. Don't take the bait.
No, I don't know what it's based off of.
Anyway, so the one film, like the one M. Night Shyamalan film.
Look at you! I see you giggling there.
The one M. Night Shyamalan film I haven't seen but have wanted to see is Signs.
Signs is...
You gotta see Signs.
Right.
Wait, so we're watching Signs?
We're watching Signs. That's
what
we're watching.
All right. I like that movie.
I was going to announce for the first time ever, JC is making us get off our fat asses and going to see a movie in theaters.
No.
That's never happened.
God damn it.
No, we're watching Signs
That's
in
crazy.
honor of a new M.
That's crazy.
Signs freaked me out as a kid. It really did. Yes, so bad. I'm not scared of horror movies at all, but Signs.
Suspense.
Have you seen it?
If you've not seen it,
Long
I
time
don't
ago.
take it away.
Okay.
Yeah, Signs has...
There's one scene in it.
I can't wait to...
my
please.
God.
It has
Don't
one
spoil
of
it for me.
the least problematic actors of our generation.
I was going to mention
Mel
him.
Gibson. Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't wait to talk about Apocalypto. Because anytime we talk about Mel, I have to talk about Apocalypto. It was so good.
He loves him.
It was a banger,
He
though.
doesn't yell at his wife.
He's a horrible person. He's mentally ill, but that's
Terrible.
not bad. That's not Apocalypto's
He
fault.
literally made a movie about Jesus. Okay, I
didn't see that one, but I saw Apocalypto.
Passion of the Christ.
Apocalypto
Ever heard of him?
Banger.
Ever heard of Jesus Christo?
He's William Wallace.
Ever heard
He
of him?
wants freedom.
I like the Last Temptation of Christ version. I think that was a better retelling of the Passion.
Dark.
That's not my Jesus. Not my Jesus.
Let's talk about the Passion.
Don't taint JC's view of this movie before
Can we
you
do
even
REM
see it.
karaoke tomorrow at the Channel
watching
9 party? I just want to do
How
some
long's it?
karaoke with my guys.
How long has it been
Karaoke.
since you've seen Tom?
Yes.
All right. We'll set it up tomorrow. Meantime, we're going to set up a karaoke party, everybody, for Channel 9.
How long has
in
it
the
been since what?
Discord.
Since you've seen Signs, Prag.
Oh, I saw it too. I want to say 20 years. When did it come out?
20
98?
years. It's been a while.
I mean,
It's
I don't.
been at least 15, 20 years.
I don't
for me
like
too,
to see the same movies over and over, though. I like to see something new. But some movies I've seen just because they're always on. I felt like when it first came out on DVD, it was on a lot, and now it's not on as much. So maybe it's not because I don't want to see it. You know,
M. Night Shyamalan's known for his big twists. Should I expect a big twist?
Oh, you're going to be disappointed, but yes.
Okay.
I think the other movie had more twist to it. What was the one with the icy dead people? Sixth Sense. Sixth Sense had more twist to it. Yes.
Yeah.
I think Unbreakable is my favorite one he made.
Unbreakable's really good.
In Signs, there's that weird scene where he's like, "It's like a signal." And then Joaquin Phoenix goes, "You mean like a sign?" And then it ends right there.
Oh God!
Crazy.
Listen, JC, get ready.
It's like
get
right
your
there.
notebook for this one. We're gonna have a lot to discuss.
I don't know if I've
going to
brought
be
this up
nice
before,
on this one.
but this is true. This is true for The Departed. Your movie is not a real movie to me unless you mention the title of the movie in the movie.
in the movie.
So Donnie Darko, when he's like, "Oh, Donnie Darko."
Yeah,
got it.
They say Treasure Planet. It's
Treasure
Planet. There we go.
And bonus points if you look in the camera and say it.
Grizzly Man.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: they never say Pirates of the Caribbean: Outworld's End.
They don't
because that's why.
No.
It's not a real movie.
No, they don't.
Not a real movie.
They never say Tron Legacy.
No,
during the movie.
Oh.
So that's why you gave them zeros. Is that right, Tom?
I don't give zeros. Come on.
That's right.
I like a lot of things about both of those films. If you
Last
read the
Airbender
reviews,
would get a 0 from me.
I haven't seen it. I
I guess we're just a couple avatars, the last Airbenders.
I'm pretty sure they do say the Last Airbender in the film.
Do they?
Avatar, James Cameron's Avatar. Oh my God.
I do.
Oh.
I think the first one's okay. I think the
seen
second one's fantastic.
No, the first one's awful. What the hell?
I think the first one's okay. The second one's
it's
great.
The first one, what? What are we talking about now?
Avatar.
Avatar.
James Cameron.
I like the second one.
I
thought it was sick.
Really
I like the whale. I was
Yeah.
touched by the whale, and I really thought the effects were amazing. That they could make everything look so naturalistic, totally CGI. It was
in
amazing.
The water as well.
The whale touched you.
But that's not a movie I'm going to see multiple times. Probably, it's like one of those movies I appreciate, but then I'm not like because it's long and it's like I know the story already, so I don't want to like relive a lot of plot. Sometimes that's why I don't like to watch movies the second time because I like the surprise of the plot. And when you know what's going to happen, it kind of ruins a lot of the what I love about movies for me.
But some movies are enjoyable because you know what's going to happen.
It's a beautiful
journey, not the destination.
I love.
But some films are really rewatchable.
I agree. I totally agree though.
I don't like blue people, though.
All right, and so we're attacking blue people now. So everyone in chat, if you're blue, if you're purple, if you have a light,
we got 2 blue shirts.
If you're a Carolina
the
blue,
blues.
don't worry, because the 3 grandmas promise is we love you, and despite what our guests say, we're always going to be with you. So please, if you're blue, keep watching.
We are equal opportunity haters.
We love Smurfette. But Smurfette watches the show, Tracy, and I don't want to annoy Smurfette.
Smurfette,
she's blue.
Get out. Get out.
Is this a Donnie Darko reference?
It's Smurfy.
Is this a Donnie Darko reference? Talking about Smurfette?
Oh, we didn't bring this up on the Donnie Darko podcast, and I forgot about it, but it made me laugh so much, I forgot about it. At one point, you see his name, and it's Donald J. Darko, and I fucking couldn't stop laughing. It made me laugh so hard.
Donald.
Foresight is
Donald
amazing.
J. Darko. Like, what the fuck?
So
What kind of name is that?
Exactly. I was like, what the hell?
They do say that in the movie, though. They do point it out. Like what kind of name is Donnie Darko? Like,
yeah.
It sounds like what is that, a superhero?
Yeah.
What is that, a superhero?
It could be a superhero.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening to the Three Grandmas podcast. Thank you, Tracy, for joining us on this journey.
Do we want to rate out?
Thank you for having me.
Mods
I don't know how to rate out.
/raid.
I can try.
Let's do so.
Raid and see if anything comes up.
I don't know if anybody who's live. Tracy, is any of our crew? Is Channel 9 live? Anybody now?
We can raid Diamond Dez.
I've got no one live at the moment. No one is
somebody
live.
Cupid's
live.
How about Abba?
Leslie, Abby.
Dude, Lance is on Cupid. We can raid Cupid.
All right.
Oh no,
whatever.
I don't want to raid
Listen,
Cupid.
it's all love.
But Lance is on there right now.
Oh, Lance is?
Okay, then
Yeah.
we'll send.
Wow.
We'll send
Wow.
it. We'll accept our raid though, because I don't know if it will if we're not affiliate.
Oh yeah, she might not.
Let's see how we go.
Oh,
follow us, subscriber only. But yeah. All right, we're raiding out. Thank you very much, everyone.
All right, I love you guys. Thank you so much, Tracy. You did a great job.
Having me, I appreciate it. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Great.
this might be our most I feel like we barely talked about The Departed.
What?
It's
all the time.
Because I didn't really have a lot of qualms with what they did, so I really didn't have a lot of criticism. But I tried to talk about the general themes of corruption being so.
Yeah, I agree.
Virulent.
I think we did a good job. Well done, everyone. Thank you,
Tracy. Please continue. Yeah, we're still alive.
I'm so sorry.
No, go ahead. You can say whatever you like. You're our special guest.
I just want to say that we're all friends, so it was it's so easy just to talk.
I'm not friends with Pragpro.
Listen, I promised you, Tracy, this was going to be very easy, and you're going to have fun, and you're going to come back, and you'll do another show someday. In a couple, whenever we get the schedule around, I'd love to have you back.
I'd love to too. That'd be amazing.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
No worries.
You did it yourself.
All right.
See
you later, everyone.
Bye,
Happy birthday, Mom. I love you. Bye, Mom. I love you. Happy birthday.
I love you, Tom. Call me.
Bye.
I'll be his dad now.
Happy birthday, Mom.
All right, we're out.